Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight for 23 ABC News at 5. I'm Jessica Harrington. Tonight's top stories. The NTSB releasing new video of the helicopter crash scene where 9 people died, including Kobe Bryant. What officials are saying about the investigation this evening. 23 ABC News at 5 starts right now.
Live from downtown Bakersfield, 23 ABC News at 5 starts now.
Good evening. The National Transportation Safety Board releasing drone video today of the Southern California helicopter crash that killed 9 people, including Kobe Bryant and his daughter Gianna. The world continues to mourn the NBA legend's death. Meantime, NTSB describing the scene as a devastating accident with debris spread over 500 feet. ABC's Romina Puga is at the Staples Center in downtown LA with more.
In Calabasas, the NTSB providing video of its use of drones to document the helicopter crash that killed Kobe Bryant, his 13-year-old daughter Gianna, and 7 others. The debris field stretching hundreds of feet. The helicopter took off from an airport in Orange County shortly after 9 a.m., headed to Thousand Oaks for a girls' basketball game. These videos show Kobe Bryant's helicopter circling over Glendale on Sunday morning. The fog was thick, bad enough that police departments did not fly their own helicopters. Around 9:44, eyewitnesses reported hearing a helicopter flying very low. Air traffic controllers informing the pilot they could not detect him on radar.
2 Echo X-ray, you're still too low level for flight following at this time.
According to investigators, an iPad found in the wreckage may have been used to track weather updates and flight planning. The pilot, identified as Era Zobayan, who had been flying for 20 years, according to the company that trained him. Also on board, Gianna's teammate Alyssa and her parents Carrie and Jon Altobelli, head coach of the Orange Coast College baseball team.
He's going to leave a legend with that baseball field.
Sarah Chester and her daughter Peyton also died on Sunday. And assistant basketball coach Christina Mauser, her husband Matthew saying his wife was hand-picked by Bryant to coach the girls' team.
He picked my wife because she was exceptional at what she did. I gotta raise these kids on my own now. 3 babies.
Bryant used helicopters frequently to bypass Los Angeles traffic. In 2018, he told Barstool Sports it was his preferred method of transportation so he could still train but not compromise family time. In downtown Los Angeles, Romina Puga, ABC News.
And while officials continue to piece together what led up to the helicopter crash killing NBA legend Kobe Bryant and 8 others, the Bakersfield community continues to mourn. 23 ABC's Bayan Wang has been following how Kobe's biggest fans have been commemorating him here in town. He joins us in studio with more. Bayan?
Jessica, from visuals on the street to moments of silence, hundreds here in town have been showing their support for Kobe Bryant and his family and really all the other families involved in the deadly crash. Today I met one individual who made his commemoration of Kobe permanent.
I know how it is to lose somebody and it doesn't go away, you know?
First his younger sister in 2016, now his lifelong hero Kobe Bryant. Losing someone is nothing new to Sean McCann, but saying goodbye takes getting used to.
He seemed larger than life, and I think that's why a lot of people are really sad, hurt, surprised, you know?
Still speaking of him in present tense at times.
He's winning championships and Oscars.
Sean McCann is still coming to terms with the helicopter crash that killed the NBA legend, his daughter Gianna, and 7 others.
That pain, that loss will never go away.
And neither will the memory of his idol Kobe. McCann using the last bit of clear skin on his arms to honor one of Lakers' greatest.
This is a black mamba, and it's shaped like the number 8, because he was number 8 for half of his career, and then the 24 inside, he was 24 for the other half.
Now there's a piece of them that's going to live forever. You know?
Ryan Smith, the owner of Society 9 Tattoo, wanted to personally do this piece himself. In honor of Kobe, he did this one for free.
You can say he lived an amazing life, you know, and he did change a lot of people's lives, and
yeah,
he accomplished more than his dreams, I'm sure, and set his family up for life.
Kobe's dedication on the hardwood transcending beyond just basketball.
Obviously, he was a great basketball player, but I feel like he's much more than that. He's a mentality. That's why he had the Black Mamba mentality. He showed all of us like to never give up.
And there's one thing that is clear for McCann.
Grew up a Laker fan. Gonna die a Laker fan.
On Friday, there is a planned vigil at the Dignity Sports Complex here in town at 7 p.m. And I, too, am a Laker till I die. For now, live in studio, Bayan Wang, 23 ABC, connecting you.
All right, well, moving into the Live Center now, just 2 days after losing its beloved coach in the helicopter crash, Orange Coast College's baseball team played its season opener today and held an on-field ceremony for him.
Alto touched each and every one of you some way, somehow, or this family touched you some way, somehow. It's hard for this family to not touch people.
Coach Jon Altobelli, his wife Carrie, and his youngest daughter Alyssa were among the 9 people killed Sunday morning. According to the Orange County Register, Altobelli's players voted Monday to play their home season opener against Southwestern Community College. Altobelli, who led his Pirates to their 4th California Community College championship last year, was honored in a ceremony 15 minutes before today's first pitch. He's survived by his 16-year-old daughter Lexi and his 29-year-old son JJ, who's a scout with the Boston Red Sox. Now, of course, our coverage will continue. We'll have the very latest on the helicopter crash and updates on Bryant, his daughter, and the deaths of the other victims. You can see updates in our newscasts and, of course, by going online to turnto23.com. And, of course, we'll have more coverage coming up on 23 ABC News at 6. An investigation is underway after a U.S. military aircraft crashed in the Afghanistan's Ghazni province. U.S. officials say the remains of 2 American service members have been recovered from the site of the crash. Images from the crash site show smoke rising from the charred airplane that came to rest in the snow. U.S. sources say the airplane was a plane used as a communications link between troops in the field to headquarters. While the cause of the crash is being investigated, the U.S. military says there is no indication that the plane was downed by enemy fire. U.S. officials dispute Taliban claims that an additional aircraft had crashed, but are not providing any additional information about the crash. Well, it has been 34 years since the Space Shuttle Challenger exploded after takeoff from Kennedy Space Center in Florida. Today marks the somber anniversary of that day, January 28, 1986, when Challenger lifted off and exploded 73 seconds into flight. All 7 crew members were killed, including Christina McAuliffe, who would have been the first teacher in space. The explosion was a result of a rocket booster failure, which ignited the fuel tank. The U.S. Geological Survey says a powerful magnitude earthquake has struck south of Cuba and northwest of Jamaica, prompting evacuations in Miami. It was centered northwest of Montego Bay, Jamaica. The USGS hit around 12:10 this afternoon. There were no immediate reports of damage or injuries. According to officials, the tremor was felt all the way in Miami, where Super Bowl 54 is set to take place this weekend. The seismic activity was felt in buildings, prompting evacuations this afternoon. Dr. Lucy Jones from Caltech Seismology Laboratory posting on Twitter that tsunami risk from the quake was very low. Of course, we'll continue to follow the latest on the earthquake and its possible impact on the Super Bowl.
And Kern County was seeing those high passing clouds today, but mostly clear skies here in the valley. Temperatures are down slightly from this time yesterday, looking at those upper 50s right now here in Bakersfield. But what we are tracking is the potential for low-hanging clouds in the mountains that could be causing some reduced visibility as we head into the overnight hours. But speaking of reduced visibility, tracking the chance for that early morning valley fog yet again. Potentially here in Bakersfield, seeing some of that patchy fog, but the dense fog could be in Buttonwillow, McFarland, as well as up in Delano. But that's going to be clearing out as we head into the mid-morning because the system is going to be sweeping through. Already seeing very strong winds in the Kern County desert. I have more details on just how much rain this system could be bringing coming up next.
Jury deliberations in the Leslie Chance retrial have restarted after a juror asked to be dismissed. A juror told the court yesterday that it would be their last day on jury duty due to financial hardship. An alternate juror has taken their place. The jury has now resumed deliberations and requested 140 pages worth of readback. Now, as you know, Leslie Chance is accused of killing her husband Todd back in 2013. Of course, we'll continue to follow any developments in this case and bring them to you first online and on Twitter. Bakersfield police say they arrested a man who's accused of attempted murder at a liquor store in South Bakersfield. The BPD says following an investigation, officers arrested 21-year-old Alexander Horton around 2 yesterday afternoon. According to the BPD, officers responded to Tommy's Liquor on South Chester Avenue around 9:30 in the morning regarding a shooting that had just happened. The investigation revealed that prior to the shooting, 2 men were involved in an argument in the parking lot. BPD says Horton entered his vehicle and shot at the victim as he drove out of the parking lot. Horton missed and the victim was not hurt. Horton is facing charges of attempted murder, assault with a firearm, possession of an unregistered firearm, and driving without a license. The Bakersfield 3 charity has announced it is hosting its first Victim Resource and Support Network event later this week. The charity says this will be the first of monthly events to bring together victims of violent crimes, missing persons, and their families. The first event is set for Thursday from 5 until 6:30 p.m. at Beale Memorial Library on Truxton Avenue. Back in March 2018, Micah Holsenbake was reported missing. A week later, James Kolstad was found shot and killed. The following month, Bailey Despot was reported missing. Then months later, authorities reported that Holsenbake's investigation was now a homicide investigation. The mothers of the 3 victims, known as the Bakersfield 3, would start working together to find answers for each case. Union Pacific Railroad is teaming up with the city of Bakersfield to perform multiple cleanup efforts at various railroad sites. Officials say Union Pacific told the city the efforts will start between the Chester Avenue overpass where 8th Street dead ends and ending at Edison Highway. It started this morning, and the county has agreed to waive gate fees at the landfill for Union Pacific to drop off collected debris as part of their cleanup efforts. Other sites are planned for cleanup in the future once the first site is complete. Now to our signature issue, Kerns homeless crisis. The mission at Kern County needs your help providing clothing to the men's homeless shelter, the men's program, and the emergency day shelter. The mission says they need clothing for all sizes, and according to the mission, it sees more than 200 men a day who need help. They're asking you to help restore their lives one step at a time by donating a t-shirt or a pair of pants. The mission is located on East 21st Street, and the donation center is open from 8 a.m. until 4:30 p.m.